Hey, my name's Asai. I'm representing Box Compost today. We are a residential composting service that is here in the greater Madison area. Essentially what we do is we drop off a bucket to your residence, and with that bucket, you fill it up with your food scraps over the course of 2 weeks. We come by, swap that bucket out with a fresh, clean one, bring it back to our warehouse where we compost it and turn it into beautiful compost. Compost is great for the environment for a couple of reasons. One, it captures harmful GHGs that can go into the atmosphere. It also reintroduces those nutrients back into the soil once it's completed compost, and therefore it's better in a multitude of ways. This is actually not true. Here at Greenbox, we can take anything that pretty much goes on your plate, meat, dairy, breads, grains, pretty much anything that you can think of. The only thing we can't take is anything in heavy excess of liquids like oils or milk. But the way our process works, it's really efficient. It heats up and introduces air into the vessel that we use. And that vessel is able to handle, meat, dairy, bones, like I said, in addition to your fruits and vegetables. This is actually not true whatsoever. There are plenty of ways to make sure that your compost is, reduced in smell and actually doesn't smell at all if you do it the correct way. The way that Greenbox operates is that we use this in-vessel composter, and within that, we introduce air, which makes that aerobic process a little bit more efficient. And when that occurs, the compost breaks down in a way that doesn't release all of these smells. A lot of the ways that composting can go wrong is when compost becomes anaerobic, and that basically creates that environment for smells and pests to be attracted to your compost pile in your backyard. Whereas in our in-vessel composter, we don't see any of those sort of pests or smells being released. And we also are in our warehouse indoors, so there's also that extra layer of protection. This is actually a huge myth that we try to educate our members on all the time. A lot of labels will say biodegradable, and you might think that that's compostable, but usually that doesn't mean really anything in the grand scheme of things. A lot of things are biodegradable, it's just how long does that actually take? And another label that you'll see is commercially compostable, which some of those items we can take, but it definitely depends on where it comes from and what labels it has attached to it. So when we're looking for packaging that says compostable, we're looking for two main certificates. One is BPI and the other one is TUV Austria. So those are the main two labels that we're looking for anything that is labeled compostable or is a packaging that seems like it should be compostable. At the end of our composting process, we have to let our compost cure for a bit. We'll see a bit of fungal activity with the compost as it kind of sits and just decomposes a little bit further. Afterwards, we sift through the compost and make sure it's in smaller, manageable soil-like chunks. We then bag it and deliver it back to our members. So we are currently running a promotion through Green Life Trading Company. This is a great way to try out the service at a discounted rate if you're at all interested. The way that it works is you would bring your bucket to the store as opposed to leaving it out on your porch. This promotion is actually running both in the Madison store and the Milwaukee store. This is great to reduce the environmental impact on us to actually have to drive out to each and every home. But it also gives us the opportunity to expand out in Milwaukee, where we're unable to drive that distance yet. They already have deliveries between the two stores, so it doesn't add any additional driving or anything like that. It's just a great way for us to all kind of come together and collaborate to make a better, more sustainable environment.